Yeah. What up? What up? What up? This is Lou today. Coming to you with a different video today. I want to talk a little bit about optometry. Of course, we always get into a little bit of foolishness every single day. So this is Lou Optics live stream. I still don't have a real title for the live stream. If anybody can look in the comments, give me ideas of what the live stream could be about. So I want everything to be nice and popping, as we growing the channel and growing everybody. Tell everybody, all the everybody that's subscribing, tell them about me. Tell them to subscribe to me, watch me, hit the like button, so we can get things going. Yeah, today is going to be a good time. Relating to the topic, today I'm getting my eyes examined by a mentor of mine, somebody I worked for a long time. So yeah, he's going to actually perform my actual annual comprehensive eye exam. Now, a comprehensive eye exam comprised of a lot of things. And if I can just walk you through what normally you would know and see when it comes to a eye exam. So first of all, the first thing you do is make your appointment. You make your appointment. You make sure you have all your information, current information in front of you. They're going to ask you probably as much information as possible, like your address, your phone number, your date of birth, um, you know, your gender. They're going to ask, what your insurance is. And that's definitely important, making sure that you know what your insurance is and what those things cover. Because during that conversation, or you can call usually a 1-800 number behind, on the back of a card. It usually tells you, what insurance you have. The customer service representatives usually can share with you the anticipated copays for the exam and minimum copays for any materials meaning glasses or contact lenses. Um, there's a lot of insurances that don't cover contact lenses, but we'll get into that. I want to be able to um, show you some things. I'm going to share my screen with you on some things in the future that will show you exactly how to even read your uh, insurance paperwork. And if you have any questions or you have any documents to send to me, send it to louoptics@louoptics.org. And then I'll be able to answer the questions because I know a whole lot about billing and coding. And so we'll be able to break that down so that and we'll be able to translate not just to optometry, but to all the other medical services and events that you may have. So you have a clear understanding of what you're walking into whenever you go into the doctor's office. But yeah, so we start off with the phone call. You make your appointment. You get an idea of what they kind of give you a brief idea of what to expect in these times um, of COVID and the pandemic. Excuse me. They have they're gonna ask you a battery questions of in the last 14 days, have you had a contact with anybody with COVID? Those questions, do you feel sick? Do you feel nauseated? Do you have a headache? They have all those questions. And then when you walk in the door, they'll repeat those questions and then they'll take your temperature, usually some type of head device to take your temperature just to make sure you don't have a fever. Then you encounter the person at the front desk. Hopefully all your information is okay and set. Usually go over with, and they may have you sign a document or just confirm that you signed a document online, however or whatever it is legal for you. Then what you typically do, the way I think it should go is while you're waiting, because there might be 2 or 3 people that's in front of you, you should maybe look at some frames. Just take a look, and if anything, if you can take a small picture or have somebody set aside the 4 frames that you look at, because I think that everybody knows the frames that they like. I know that I have these frames on. These look a little different versus these frames here, which is a little more simplistic. And we'll go over that a little bit because they definitely have different purposes. And so I would like to be able to talk about that. We'll go into it, what I have on my face and what I'm going to be planning on getting today. So let me take these off and put these back on. So you may zero in on some glasses that you like. And a lot of times, if I was the person that was out on the floor helping, I'm actually helping the front desk, helping to check you in, making sure everything's right, maybe actually help you with the frames. I will take your pupil distance. I will dot them up to make sure that the the it's lined up with pupil, all that, because we're all about saving time. We're all about being efficient, not just being having a great comprehensive exam experience, but also being able to be efficient, being very efficient with it. So we want to do that. So, like say, now you're waiting. The next step is to um, go to a preliminary exam room. There, they will be collecting data for the doctor so that the doctor can actually do the medical part of the exam. They may, first of all, take your glasses and neutralize them. And what neutralizing means is that they will read off what the prescription is. Now, you could say, well, you have my prescription in the system. Why not go off of that? Well, just like people age, glass age, and they could experience warpage that can actually throw off the prescription over time. So after 1 year, these glasses may actually change in prescription, and sometimes dramatically if you live in a place where they have extreme temperatures. If you're talking Ohio or Michigan, they may have extreme temperatures of cold that will change the way the prescription is. Or if you're in Texas, you'll have this large experience of warpage, and it will change the prescription as well. But anywhere in between, excuse me, you still may experience some form of warpage or change. There's so many ways to change. If you sleep with your glasses and you bend them, it changes the prescription. If you bend the temples too much, over time, the way you perceive it, it be changed. So just some things to keep in mind. If you want to get more out of your glasses that you purchase, take care of them. Just basically take care of them. So that in that preliminary eye exam room, what you're experiencing is, like I say, the neutralization. Then they're going to check your eyes to see what pretty much um, it's like it'll give you an estimate of what your prescription will probably be. And so then they have another set of tests where they check your eye pressures. They can do that with the puff of eye test. A lot of people use. It almost looks like it's a gun form, and what it does, it gently taps your cornea, and you don't even feel it. It touches it. It'll touch it like dozens of times before you even notice it because it's so fast. And that checks the intraocular pressure. And we usually have a baseline with usually certain numbers that we um, look at and expect for normal. And if it's outside of normal, the doctor definitely wants to know. We may take some photos of your retina just to check the back of the eye to make sure that it's healthy and nice and red looking. That's what it's supposed to look like. If we see any anything that's not regular, um, then we will inform the doctor, and usually all that information is sent directly to them. And actually, almost everything is done electronically, so then they can see all that stuff in real time and document that. And because an eye exam is not just about getting a prescription for eyeglasses or contacts, it's about the health of the eye, because um, even in the prelim room, you can start seeing evidence. Oh, maybe there's something going on. Do they have diabetes? Their pressures are way up. Do they have hypertension? Or there's other things that can happen, macular degeneration. There's a lot of things that you can see before the doctor can even go in there. While it's not a full diagnosis of anything, there's actual indications that something might be wrong. It could be something, it could be nothing, or it could be something that we just monitor. Then after you're done with that, then you go to see the doctor, and the doctor does the whole, what everybody knows is the um, chart on the back. They put the photometer in front of your eyes, and they say better one, better two. You flip, flip, flip. Then they ask you again, better one, better two, flip, flip, flip. And then at a certain point, um, there's kind of a determination that this is your actual prescription. Then after that, then there's the medical portion of the eye exam. So what we're going to do is we're going to get real close to your eyes. We're going to check all of this. We're going to check all around your eyes. Um, you know, one of the leading cancers in America is ocular cancer, and it can happen all around here. So you're going to hear me harp about wearing protective sunwear, even if there's no prescription. When you go outside, you want to protect all of this. And if you protect all of this, then you have a greater chance of not having any problems later on in your life. So we check all this. We look to make sure everything is nice and clear. We check your eyelashes to make sure there's no, if it's debris and it's just debris, we have to make sure, because sometimes there's other things happening. So we check your eyelashes. We check all of this right here. And then we have to lift your lids down to make sure there's nothing going on there. We have to check your sclera. We have to flip your lids to see if there's anything happening underneath the lids. So we start usually from the front of the face, way to the back of the eye when you're doing that power exam. And usually you use a slit lamp to help you with that, so that it can magnify what you're actually being able to see. So excuse, excuse me. So there you can determine a lot of things. Then we go even deeper into the eye, being able to check the sides of it. So you may see somebody, you see a doctor put the uh, contraption on their head, and on a next broadcast, I will show you all of this equipment so that you can see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna go through it one by one, put it on my head so you can see how crazy it looks. It looks like something from some futuristic movie or something like that. And we're just checking to make sure that there's no problems on the sides of the back of your eye, because there's only a certain way we can do it, and we have to use these special instruments to get there. Not only that, we're going to be watching you too. So when you come there, we're going to make sure, because we got to see if do you walk in like this or like this, or do you move like this or like this. All of these things are relevant. So even before the exam, we're watching you to see if there might be some problems. And if we see some problems that's out of the scope of our practice, what we do is we'll write a referral. Uh, a lot of times to your primary care physician or to ophthalmologist or to anyone we believe can further help you in this matter. So once you're done with that eye exam, they usually give you some sort of summary of what happened, give you a copy of your prescription, sign it, and then you're on your way. The next step is to hand all this information over to your optician. And then if they help you pick out a few frames already, you might have your choice already, or you may want to take your time and look. And from there, hopefully you find a great pair of eyeglasses. I always say, be prepared every year to get a brand new pair, maybe a sunglass pair. Um, if you work in a hard environment, you might want to see if you can get a pair of safeties, prescription safety glasses. And a lot of people don't know that many companies sponsor these free pair of safety glasses. And so it's a free pair of actual glasses that you can take with you most times, or you can just leave on the job. Some jobs, like government jobs, will also sponsor a computer pair of glasses. So some people have um, glasses for all distances, and then there's specific computer pairs because they recognize that you might be in front of a computer for 8-10 hours a day. So you want to be able to ask ahead of time your human resources department of your job to see if you would be eligible to do that. Now, I'm going to take a small break from what I was saying and talk about what else is uh, on my title. I believe that on my title, I talked about that I'm so sick and tired of Kyrie Irving. Oh my God. Like, I'm so sick and tired of him. I know he'll never see this video. And if he does, I hope he sees this video. I'm so sick of him. I mean, oh my goodness. This dude, he was with Cleveland, number one pick of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Uncle Drew. I mean, he's living a dream that Rayford Austin is supposed to live. He's living a dream Isaiah Thomas wasn't allowed to live. He's living a dream that Sharif Abdul-Rahim was supposed to have. He's living the dream that Magic Johnson, he was even tempered in doing. There's so many greats that had handles, and we act like he's the first one to ever have handles. Even Steph Curry has handles, but we ain't gonna talk about Steph Curry having handles. We need Uncle Drew to have handles. I'm like, come on. Isaiah Thomas, come on, man. This dude had crazy handles. And he would embarrass you, and he know he was gonna get knocked in the face by Charles Oakley or Robert Parrish or whoever. They were just gonna knock him down. Karl Malone. Karl Malone gave him that permanent gash. Nobody even talks about that. They don't even talk about it. Karl Malone gave him that gash. But what blessed my heart was that him and Zeke had a conversation. I was like, wow. I hated Karl Malone for years. When I found out that he made up with Isaiah and they had a conversation, I was like, what? I was like, that's amazing. Anyway, I'm so sick and tired of Kyrie. Because you know what he did. You know, I'm not a Laker fan, but I'm a LeBron James fan. I mean, anybody know me, there's no secret. LeBron's the GOAT. Michael Jordan is not the GOAT for me. It is LeBron James. That's just who it is. He's the GOAT. Well, I say he's the king. This I'm gonna redefine it. He's the king. Kareem is the GOAT. LeBron is the king. I don't care about Michael. Why did I say that? Because Kareem has a longer history of fighting for civil rights at the expense of his career. That's what makes him the GOAT. To me, just being honest, Ali is the first greatest. And if he said he was the greatest, he was the best at his sport, and at the same time he was willing to risk it all for humanity, that's what makes it a GOAT. So to me, the closest to Ali in basketball is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Second is LeBron James. So for me, it's not just the fact that you are the best at your sport, but also that you actually have something to die for, and you're willing to risk it all. And I'm not sure on the LeBron. That's why I'm at number 2. But over time, maybe we had a conversation, and there's some other things are found out. Maybe the 2 becomes 1. They might, switch him as my guy because he was the best player on championship teams, and he won all those MVPs. LeBron the same way, and Michael, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm sorry. I feel like when you look at the game, they hit him on defense many times. So I'm sure that would cause controversy, like the controversial stuff we're going through this week with the Supreme Court. People will kill you over Michael Jordan tape. They will shred you up. Excuse me if that's the wrong word. Delete you. They'll delete you for that. But I'm so sick and tired of Kyrie Irving. Oh my goodness. I mean, look at what he did. He'll get everybody all in an uproar. They thought he was gonna just give up $30 million to take the mid-level exception to the Lakers. I was like, oh man, they about to win some titles. They gonna three-peat. They gonna do this. And this guy's like, dang, y'all think I'm stupid. I'm just gonna resign with Brooklyn. I'm like, see. Kyrie is that girl that everybody wants, and she dumps everybody after a week, and you wondering why. Why don't people just leave her alone? That's who he is. That's who he is. That's why I'm so sick and tired of him. I just had to vent for that because it don't make sense. It's like this dude leaves, goes to Boston, burns Boston. He already burned Cleveland. I don't want to be here no more. Then when they interview him, he don't want to talk. Even though he's invited to talk, he don't want to talk. So he leaves Boston. He says, oh, I don't owe nothing to nobody. Now he was threatening to leave Brooklyn. Mad time he's gone from Brooklyn. It's like, oh, here we go. KD did all the sacrificing for you. He even brought his boy Harden. You knew he didn't want him over there too. I could just imagine in the locker room what's going on. I was like, man, they probably butting heads. Kyrie saying, I'm better than you. It's just messing with James' head. I just don't know how he and Ben Simmons coexist. They both natural point guards. I don't care if Ben Simmons is 7 feet tall. He wants to be a point guard. That's who he is. I'm like, he's playing the same position. I don't see it working, but the media just loves him so much. They're willing to give him so many passes. It's ridiculous. So I'm sick and tired of Kyrie. I'm sick and tired of the globetrotterness of his game. I mean, he just be dribbling all over the place. Dudes be just standing for 7, 8 seconds. Like, come on, man. He just dancing and stuff. Like, you might as well go ahead and play some music, Might as well play the music while he doing his little dance, and then he'll shoot. He might make, he might not. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I'm so sick and tired of Kyrie Irving. Ooh, it gets my nerves. I'm sure I'll say more about it, but I just had to say I'm just so tired of this Kyrie Irving. And if he's listening, if he's actually listening to this, you know, that's why I'm not following you on Instagram. I'm not following you on Twitter. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't even want to watch that Uncle Drew movie. Ooh, I saw the commercials. I was like, yeah, man, that's gonna be a good movie. And what I saw, I was like, man, I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna leave it for another video on that one. I'm just so sick and tired of Kyrie Irving. I'm trying to tell you. I'm so tired of him. Oh my God. I'm sick and tired of all of them. Oh my God. So back to my exam. So I am excited that I'm gonna be over there with my mentor, and then we're gonna, you know, we're gonna talk about optometry. We're gonna talk about things. We're gonna talk about school. Of course, he's gonna ask me how school going. He's gonna ask me, you know, no, I don't know. He might make me work the rest of the day. You know, hopefully he just let me be in so that I can just get the exam and get the experience and everything. I need some glasses, y'all. I need some new glasses. I've had these glasses for a while, and they're not cutting it no more. And you know when you're at that point where they're not cutting it no more. And I have an astigmatism. And astigmatism just means that your eyes optically shaped more like a football than a basketball. So it warps your images. So they have to make a couple corrections there with the glasses, and then I should be good to go. Because I think right now it's hard to see my screen and everything, and I know I don't need bifocals yet. So I just know that it's astigmatism happening. So these glasses right here, and I'll go over them. I want to talk about the features of the glasses, and these are my go-tos. None of this is medical advice. None of this is um, optometry advice. This is just information for people. So just want to let that be known, and I'll let that be known for future videos. I'll probably um, type in disclaimers on everything, you know, so that they understand this is just for informational and educational purposes. So my go-to is I like a frame with nose pads on it, and you can see the pads, the actual nose pads, because you can adjust these for the. You can probably see some dents in my nose, and it's because I probably need to change the nose pads, and I just want something adjustable because I didn't want something that I want something sturdy that wouldn't slide off my face, and so we have that. And then the features of the eyeglasses, I like having high index plastic, which means to be much thinner. So I always get like high index 167 to have the thinnest glasses on the market at a reasonable price. Usually is the high index 167s. And then I have no glare coating, so that at night when you're driving, there's no glare coming at you. In the daytime, there's a lot of the blinding glare from the sun and other gadgets that may bounce off the sun. So I have the high index, the no glare. I also have photochromic glasses. Um, Most people would call them transitions, but it might not be transitions brand. So I just call it photochromic glasses. And those are ones that's able to change when you go outside to pretty much sunglass darkness. So these double for my sunglasses. So I put these on, and immediately when I get outside, they change. I usually like to wear the brown color just because it seems to crispen up and enhance the color of grass and flowers and things like that. And I really like that tone, and it goes well with my skin tone as well. So that's why I like to do that. So those are my combinations: is the no glare, the transitions, high index, um, plastic glasses. They also standard always has a scratch code. I want to make sure they have the warranties, because something will happen in your glass at least once a year, and you want to have that assurity that you can actually change out your lenses and put new ones in. Um, so I like to have those. I also like to have some type of backup pair. I actually use these mostly to do the lamp part of the exams. So when I'm in there, and it helps me for that portion of that, and makes the images not so stressful while I'm doing that part of the eye exam. But like I said, today I'm actually the patient today, so I probably choose that. And then these glasses, I probably just get away with some type of polycarbonate, simple materials, with um, with a no glare coating, because I just have a very, very simple, just need a very, very simple pair of glasses for that in particular. May actually get them straight up sunglasses, because on road trips, I like to have something that has a lot more wrap to it. And so we'll look in to see if I would get that. I definitely would get um, two pairs. Like I said, one my everyday pair, and the other would be for the slit lamp portion of the eye exam. So the next thing I want to talk about, getting aside from that, is Draymond Green. I love Draymond Green. I really do. But I'm sick and tired of Draymond Green. You know, it's so easy to be tough when you got backup. If you're not solo dolo, and I think that's where we kind of fall off the wagon when it comes to all the bragging and stuff that's going on with Golden State. It's like it's so easy to brag when you have backup, when you have a crew. And when I was growing up, I didn't have no crew. It's just me out here. If I had to sink or swim, it was just me out there. You had to see me. You know what I mean? I had no worry in the world. I was waiting for somebody to swing on me, because I'm like, man, I didn't have to threaten nobody. If it swung on me, I took care of business. But I'm just solo dolo out here. I wasn't scared of nothing. I wasn't scared nobody was gonna jump out of the car and beat me up or nothing like that. I never worried about having a crew. And I noticed that people that have a crew, they act so tough. And there's people being afraid of them. Like, what you afraid of for? They just a man. Or if you're a woman and you're scared of another woman, it's just a woman. There's nothing to be afraid of, you know? And it's like all the trash talk. And it's like, come on. And he said he's the new media. I'm like, come on, man. New media. No, it's more like Fox News. The pundits that talk their talk, and that's it. There's no real what they say, in the middle objective journalism. That's not happening. So this so-called new media. I'm like, come on, man. That's no, no, no. I don't think so. Um, so Draymond, look, that honeymoon period will be over next year. Next year, you're officially the old media again. It just it doesn't work that way, and we have to realize. that at a certain point, you have to start criticizing players. You have to criticize their game, be critical about their game, not just about barbershop talk. Barbershop talk is not real journalism. It's not, you know. And I know a lot of people that wish we went back to the days of people like Tom Brokaw, even Walter Cronkite, uh, Peter Jennings. There's all these other people, but those days are gone. Those days are gone, long gone, where you had objective journalism that was like down the middle. And that's why I say I'm sick and tired of Draymond. It's like, but to keep it real, because he's, I love him. He's definitely, from Michigan. There's always a place in my heart for him. I'm just sick and tired of him. That's all. I'm sick and tired of him. I don't know about next week. I'm sure I'll probably love him again, but I'm so sick of Draymond right now. Next week I might have a different opinion, so y'all just forgive me on that one. I love his game, and I thought that he was probably the third. I say the third greatest Spartan ever. I'm not gonna say second. Magic Johnson is probably solid as the greatest Spartan ever, and number two might be Bubba Smith. But I'll say Draymond might be maybe number three. I have to see if you talk successful during a Spartan and after, because my team Cleaves is up there. So I would shout out to Martin Cleaves for everything he did. But going back to the discussion. Today is eye exam day. And like I say, I have it all planned out, So what I like to do is I like to get there a little early so I can zero in a glass, may like choose them because I'm not that choosy. I grab them, choose them, put them to the side and say, this is what I want. Do all the measurements right now because when I'm done, I want to get out of here. And that's what I am. I'm a person that's very efficient. I'm a Christian in this thought. I like to, redeem the time. I want to make sure that I'm not wasting any time on anything. So I want to make sure that, and this particular broadcast is a little longer for me because I had to start getting warmed up to, doing live streams. At first, it was just 15 minutes, but I think I'm really ready to do a lot of long streams. But I have so much to do today that I would have continued doing longer. I may do a second one today. So one of the questions may be, what is this? Or your stethoscope? I'm like, this has a more than just do blood pressures. We measure blood pressures with these. Optometrists and opticians do blood pressures because if we notice that you might be having a heart attack, I think the last thing we want to do is continue an eye exam. If we're getting some numbers saying, "Hey, hold up, something's going on here," we measuring twice and saying, "I don't know about this," and then we have to go get the doctor. The doctor's measuring the same thing. It might be more appropriate for you to be in an emergency room than being in a doctor and getting eyeglasses or contacts. So when we're done with the eye exam, I might want contact lenses. So hopefully you expressed that to the doctor, and if you didn't, in a perfect world, you would have had a prescription for contacts and eyeglasses. However, if you didn't express that to the doctor did not do the contact lens portion of the eye examination. It doesn't happen behind the phoropter. What happens behind the phoropter is much more about glasses. But when it comes to contacts, there's a few extra steps you have to take in order to get the contact lens prescription, because you have to understand that um, these lenses have a distance from your eye, and then the contacts is right on your eye, so it has a zero distance, and so that is why your prescription for your contacts may be drastically different than what's in your glasses. Contacts different than eyeglasses as far as the prescription, mm, almost 100% because of the distance. There's always this distance of like 10 to 20 millimeters, um, that the lenses are away from your eyes. See, there's all this gap here, but with contacts, there's zero gap, and so that means there's going to be a major amount of difference in prescription between contacts and eyeglasses. So we have to know that. And then what the next step will be is that we uh, get an estimate, get a couple trial pairs to see um, if you can see out of them. We check you for fit to make sure they actually fit your eye, because we call it a fit because everybody's eyes are not curved exactly the same way. The bigger you are, there's a different curve than somebody smaller. We have to make sure we have the most perfect fit available, because otherwise you're going to have some real problems. They might slide off slightly, or might hug the wrong way. You have to make sure that it's going to touch your eye and hold on to your eye properly. And once we believe we have a good prescription in there, then we order the contacts. And those contacts hopefully come in within a week or 2 weeks, and then you're on your way. And usually, in most circumstances, we um, have you keep the contacts you have, the trials. If you're a new contact lens wearer, we may actually um, do a class to make sure you know how to insert and take out your contacts. There will be specific videos to come that actually show you those things. So that's going to be probably what we're going to do today. I'm pretty sure I'll get a contact lens prescription as well, so that if I don't want to wear my glasses, I can actually rock out with contacts. So that'd be nice. That'd be a nice thing to do. Is to actually um, get some contacts as well. And so you get to talk all of that over with them. But to me, the most important thing is making sure that you have um, all your information, all your questions that you have. Make sure you ask all the questions. Make sure you fill out the whatever intake form as full as possible. And if there's any other comments, please put them in there, because you want to make sure that your eye exam experience is complete, that it has oh, what's up, Willie Styles, how you doing? um so um yeah, I'm about to get this eye exam for real going, so I can actually do what I have to do today. But yeah, you want to make sure that your intake form is fully filled out, because if you want to be able to have the best experience, because that's a lot of money to pay for glasses. Um, I know for people that's balling, I know if you ball out, this don't really apply to you. If you shell out $1,000, $2,000 for some glasses, more power to you. But for the regular person, for somebody like me, $500, I'm like, man, this is a hard one. But if you're going to spend that kind of money, and you might spend for a year's supply of contacts another $300-$400. You want to make sure you have the best experience possible, because you're only going to see these people like maybe once, twice a year. If you have any other issues, uh, pink eye, you have any other type of irritation, maybe you had some accident while you were working on something. That's why we're here. We'd rather you not go to emergency room. A lot of the things that could happen to eyes, optometrists can actually help you with those things. And so we want to make sure that you're getting the care, because emergency room doctors is not necessarily like they're going to say, "Oh, okay, well, we're just do this for you, blah blah blah." They don't know. They're going to go to Google. You might have some go to Google and look up what to do. Why not just have it in the hands of an eye care professional? And so you want to think about those things. Make sure you have all your information, your phone numbers up to date. Make sure that you have your insurance information. Make sure you have any questions. Try on frames. If the frame you don't want, is not there, then bring in a frame or see if it can be special ordered. There's a lot of work to it, but if you get this stuff done ahead of time, I guarantee you that you will have a more pleasant experience when it comes to going to the eye doctor. Making sure you have a comprehensive exam. Make sure you know your co-pays for your optical insurance as well as your medical insurance, because anything else going on, if you might be suffering from diabetes, hypertension, or something else, and we have to run some tests on you, it may go into the medical insurance category. Therefore, you need to know what your medical or your specialist fee is. Because in some insurance, it may say, okay, specialty is this copay. So it may fall under specialty. So you want to have that clear so that you won't have any surprises, or if you see a bill and say, oh, I was educated on that. Okay, great. I knew that was coming. Really becomes critical even when you get older, because when you get older and you're in some type of Medicare program, then there may be mandatory fees, for everybody. So you have to make sure you have that money. It's typically be $59 at least. So you want to make sure you actually have that in hand so that you're not worried about having a bill or late payment or whatever. So we talked about Kyrie Irving. Like I said, I'm sick of him. I'm tired of Draymond Green. I'm sick of him, even though I love him to death. I probably can. The Pistons, I was sick of them when they didn't keep LiAngelo Ball. I'm like, come on, man. This LiAngelo Ball is a draw. Like, I was ready to buy season tickets to see LiAngelo Ball. I wanted to see LeVar Ball. I wanted to hear his voice talking trash. That was going to make my day. And the doggone Pistons decided to cut him or whatever they did. I was like, what are you doing? Are y'all even trying to make money? I'm just like, what are we doing here? So I've been tired of the Pistons, and that's my team. I roll with them forever. But they got in Weaver as a GM. I hope that he's doing something. It looks like they got some guys to surround Cade Cunningham with, but I don't know. Like, I'm still sick of them. Hopefully that they'll change my mind in the near future. The Lions, I don't know if they stand a chance, because letting Barry Sanders walk and then letting Meg try to walk hurt my feelings. So guaranteed, I'm sick of them too. So I'm sure I'll have a live stream about this. I'm sure I'm gonna have a live stream about it and just cook the Lions on this stuff, because it makes no sense that literally you have potentially the greatest wide receiver to ever live, and you're just gonna let him walk. So I was just like, ugh. I was mad. Just want to throw up. So, but getting this eye exam, I got a little bit more time. But like I said, with the like I said, this you have to do the blood pressure. We look for normal blood pressures. We know how to do it. We know how to do all the counting in our head. We know how to do it. You know, we know how to measure and see everything. So it's much more than just checking a prescription and then you're on your way. There's much more than just having that. That's not a real quality eye exam. We have to check your what's happening to your body medically as well. And then if you have any questions, if you want any copies of it, usually they make that available to you so you can be well educated. Then good practices will have ongoing education and workshops and things like that so that you will be able to be exposed to more information. If you have kids, you definitely want your kids to get an eye exam early. I believe they still have the infancy program. So if you have a child that is under the age of 1 years old, you need to go get them an eye exam. And in many places, it's completely free to get a comprehensive eye exam for your infant. Um, there's thousands of doctors that are doing this, and they're actually donating their time to give free eye exams to infants because we recognize that uh, while you may have a healthy baby in many areas, sometimes um, something's going on with those eyes. You wonder, oh man, this kid is acting up. This kid is crazy. No, they're not. They might actually have an eye problem. They might not be able to see, and so they're acting out. And it's just an example that they may be acting out because they can't see them. I've had personal experiences where we've done the infancy program. We um, got the prescription. We put the glasses on the kid, and then the kid calms down for the first time in their life. But they were acting up crazy. They just was busy. They would lash out, put those glasses on, and they run to hug mom, giving mom love, hearing dad's voice, crying when her dad's voice, and holding him tight. I saw that with my own eyes. So getting them to their first exam is critical, just like with anything else. If you're a parent or a grandparent, and if it's past the 1 year mark, get them an eye exam anyway, because you just never know. And we know what to do. We know how to help these kids get a good start. They might not need eyeglasses, and we'll know if they're lying. So they can't fool us. We have the instrumentation. We can see it. We can tell if you need eyeglasses or not. And if they don't, hey, at least they have it. And I believe that the more experiences you have with your children medically, the more they know you love them too, because it's gonna be repeated back. Say, yeah, my parents took me to all the appointments on time. I had all my physicals and all my eye exams, and I feel great. I'm well educated about who I am. That's a part of who you are, is knowing what issues you have or issues you don't, but at least you know the process. And that's very important to the development of a child. And we want to see them early. We want to see them, you know, annually. If you're insurance, if you're in some type of Medicaid situation, they may only allow the exam every other year. But we're talking about refractions versus having a medical exam. Usually you can um, use your insurance to see them every year. We want to see them every year. It's a small price to pay if the insurance kicks it back. It's a small price to pay to make sure that your kid is healthy completely. So make sure you make that happen. Um, I got to get ready for this one. I had to cut it short a little bit. I wanted to go forever, but then I was reminded that I have to get my actual eye I'm going to be having it. So in probably next few weeks, you'll actually see me with 2 brand new pairs of glasses. And shout out to Willie Styles, came by. Make sure you find him. If you can, Willie, in the comments, tell them where they can find you as far as your podcast. You have a podcast, I believe, like every um, Monday, I believe. Make sure you put in the comments where they can find you so that we can support you as well. The infancy program from infant word CSEE. So look that up. It's available and it's definitely available in Michigan for sure. For that. You want to make sure you look that up because a lot of people don't know about this program, and especially Black and brown folk, we don't know at all that these things are available to you, as well as there's programs that go around actually giving underprivileged kids free pairs of glasses. They'll make it for you while you're on like this field trip, and you'll come out with a free pair of glasses. Okay, yep, got it. So, yep, GFT Radio Show at GFT Radio every Monday, Wednesday, and some Fridays and Sundays. Yep, thank you, Willie. So, want to make sure that we support him as well, so we can all grow as podcasters and everything. So, all right, we're gonna get out of here. I will probably come back up with some more foolishness. If everybody's watching it, make sure that if you have a topic you want me to talk about, because people tell me that I'm long-winded. That's fine. I'd rather be long than short-winded. So let me know what topics you have. I'm about to go to my annual comprehensive eye exam right now. So I have to take this stuff off and become the patient. All right. This is Lou from Lou Optics. All right. Peace.